Game number one, semi-final everybody. Tomb of the Spider Queen is our first map. Krankle Crew goes up against Team Ash in Murky Cup qualifier number 4. Quick reminder, we got 6 qualifiers in total. Teams can participate in as many of the qualifiers as they want, and they gather points as they move through the rounds. And those points are being added up to a leaderboard. At the end of the 6 qualifiers, the top 6 teams in the leaderboard qualify for the playoffs. Thanks to I Can't Wait, we have a huge tournament here. So again, he is the one that sponsors this. I've been talking about this a bit already. Private sponsors like Kevin, who hosted the Murky Cup, the tournament that we had in Berlin, all these other events. And as in this case on the Murky Cup, I Can't Wait. Big reasons why we can still run tournaments like this in Europe. You compare it to North America, you compare it to the Asian server, and we have a pretty big thriving scene right now. So big shout out in this case to I Can't Wait in particular for his support of the esports scene. And yeah, thumbs up. Now, in the playoffs, thanks to that, we have 2,000 euros of prize money. And the prize pool is split, so dollars. And $1,000 goes straight to the top teams, right? As you would have in any other tournament. The other 1,000 are in a pool that the teams can access by completing bounties. I'll show them on screen here real quickly. So these are bounties. They're essentially handicaps. If you play certain heroes and you win with them, or certain heroes and specific talents, and you win, you get a bounty ticket. And then as the tournament progresses, as we're done after the playoffs, we're taking a look at how many bounties were completed in total. And we're looking at how many bounties were completed by team. And then the teams get a share out of that bounty pool, dependent on how many bounties they completed in relation to the overall number. Now it's important to note that every team can complete a bounty once. So you can't farm the same bounty over and over again, but if somebody, for example, completed the Butcher bounty, which has actually happened in qualifier number 3, the other teams can still do the same. And we had a lot of bounty attempts already. It's actually been an absolute blast. I love it. This is also the Murky Cup. And to incentivize Murky a little bit more, if you complete the Murky bounty, which has also happened in qualifier number 3, then you get 3 tickets. It's the one exception. I can only recommend that everybody who hasn't really watched these games yet checks out the matches that are all uploaded to the YouTube channel, because the qualifier has been insane. We've seen multiple Butchers, we've seen Murkies, we've had everything basically. Triple healer multiple times. We had no healer. It was bananas. If you haven't seen these games yet, I think you should really go through the qualifier matches, because they were incredible. Now we are here in the 4th one. We have Tomb of the Spider Queen. Vala gets banned, and we get Junkrat as a first pick for Team Ash. And on the other side, it is the Krankle Crew with Hanzo and with Hogger. Ash, by the way, the acronym this time stands for acronyms super hard. So they're always coming up with something new. I really like it. So the latest iteration of Team Ash, the good old Arthur's Stroidrum. Double pick for them, and we get Lucio and Urel. Tomb of the Spider Queen is still one of my favorite maps, just because the lanes are so close together. You're guaranteed to have action here, and yeah, that's what we're gonna get now. So, final bans for our first map. Also, a little bit of spoiler alert here. We've had some upset. If you haven't watched the quarterfinal yet, you should check it out. There's some pretty severe stuff that has happened. So I was surprised. I was kind of shocked. By the way, for people watching this on YouTube, keep in mind you have now also a 2K resolution that you can use. And make sure that you hit the thumbs up. I would ask you to sub, but I know that people are very allergic to subbing to YouTube channels, which is a shame, honestly, because it really helps. But at least give the video a thumbs up. That helps with the algorithm a bit. So if you want to spread the heroes' love, the algorithm sees, hey, people are really interested in that Heroes of the Storm video. It might promote it to some previous Heroes of the Storm players that might get interested in the game again. So always helps. And also people sometimes forget. So here's a quick reminder to hit that button. Hit it hard. Now, double pick for the red team, who is still playing with 2 Americans, of course. So we have Krew and we got Porky. Malfurion and Hogger. So, a couple of flips. Malfurion with a root, laying down the lawn here. And then over on the left side, the final 2 for Team Ash, who has been a big... It's weird to call them a big surprise in the tournament. We we've seen and we know that they're good. They're also very aggressive. But I think the results that they have brought so far in these qualifiers have finally mirrored that more so than in other tournaments. That's probably the best way to describe it. And to be precise about it. Shizakid with ETC as the main deck in game number 1, by the way, after Jojo and Stitches were both banned out. And we got Sylvanas to assist Junkrat with all the damage. So, Porky, the final pick for Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 1 in the best of 3 series. What are we getting from the NA boys? Actually, Porky is very likely going to swap over, right? We get Tychus and Hanzo. Ladies, go set up. Game number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen, Krankle Krew going up against Team Ash. Let's go. First map in the best of 3 series, and we're kicking things off on the left side with Team Ash playing Renella on Lucio. We got Dead Inside on Urel, Lopaka on Sylvanas, Shizakid on ETC, and Down for Life is playing Junkrat. To the right side of the map, the Krankle Crew with Malkarks on Hanzo. We got Cure hailing from NA with Tychus, Porky on Hogger, Krankle on Garrosh, and Deviant is playing Malfurion. Now, as usual, the reminder that both Cure and Porky are playing from North America, which means that they are playing with a ping disadvantage. Always important to highlight that. Different time zone, different server, the cross-server plays are always at a disadvantage. People can argue about how big that disadvantage is, how much it impacts your play, specifically depending on what kind of hero you're playing too, but there's absolutely no denying that you have a disadvantage. That's just what it is. Now, ETC has also a disadvantage, and that's a lack of hit points, which resulted in him getting killed very quickly here. What I always say to people, by the way, that are trying to tell me that the ping disadvantage when you're playing cross-server is not that big of a deal, and we shouldn't really highlight that all that much. There's 2 examples that I want to just quickly give to highlight how much BS that is. Vanilla? Damn. Arrow to the face, and that's the end of Lucio. So, example or anecdote number 1. Back when we still had HGC, you had 2 servers over on NA. 2 or 3? I can't even remember. But when the East Coast boys went up against the West Coast boys, there was always a huge argument of which map was played on which server. And multiple times we were told that it is impossible, absolutely impossible, when you would play on the other server, you could not win. So then you figure now in NA going up against Europe, which is an even bigger deal, that has an impact. And just as a bit of an anecdote too, when Zelia was, for example, playing, he was obviously playing a lot of the damage dealers and just like really a lot of heroes like Tracer and others, where he was playing his ping, and he played at his first offline event where we of course had like really good connections, and he just came to me after the first game and he completely destroyed the entire opponent's team with his Tracer performance, and he just looked at me with like big eyes. He's like, "Khaldor, I have no ping! It's amazing!" So yeah, it plays a role. Always a question of how much, but believe me, they are playing with a disadvantage, so we should highlight that. Nice save from Garrosh here. He wasn't able to save Hanzo, but he was at least able to save one of his buddies. So after initially it was the red team that got a couple of kills together, Team Ash started to wake up, and now not only do they get kills, but they destroy the bottom wall, and they're even starting to damage the fort itself. That's already boding really well for their first objective. So that's a lot of value that they got out of the first set of Garden Terrors here. So good for them. 3 kills to 2. And they're slowly moving up towards the top here. And well, but the Krankle Crew is fighting back. It's already started. This is already shaping up very early on to be an exciting game. We have kill for kill. Very similar gem count still, considering that we have 3 kills on each side. It can throw a bit of a wrench in your plans when you're losing your side laner, for example, a couple of times. Traditionally, it's the side laners that have most of the gems at the beginning of the game. So if you lose those, that can be a huge issue. In this case now, it is a turn-in for the red team that we're starting the game off with. So Krankle Crew is able to get Web Weavers. Question simply remains, how much damage can they do with them? Can they take a fort? Can they take just some walls out? Or will we see an incredible defense from their opponents in an attempt to shut all of those efforts down early? Now Hogger at the bot lane gets pushed out just a tiny little bit, not too much. 7 kicks in for both teams at the same time. Defense is already going strong right over here. That's actually a very quick one too. So Sylvanas is zoning out Hogger, but in the middle is a bit of a different story. Right here, the question is, yeah, how much can they do in this one? Also, deep dive. Damn, they really won Junkrat. 20 gems. Deviant gets the kill, but ETC at least takes all of the gems. So while Junkrat goes down, and that is a problem for the defenders, they are able to maintain the gems. That's good, but it also means that there's no defense at the top anymore. So therefore, likely this one is going to fall. Fort goes down. Solid first objective for the Krankle Crew. Real nice one. Great effort there. They were diligent around the turn-in, able to grab it, and now they took the first fort out. Sylvanas has pushed out the bot lane a bit further. And there's now a couple of minions that are also getting close to destroy the fort here. Down over the turn-in. Blue team again, they might lose a hero. They gotta be super careful on this. Can they get a kill? Urel jumping out of the fight, and ETC, 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 yeah! He's gone. Yep, that's another kill against him. And Lucio falls too. Woo! Urel is dead too, but 31 gems in the hands of Lopaka. Now, that doesn't change the fact that they lost a lot of gems. It's really the Krankle Crew that is stepping it up big time. We have Hogger dealing with Siege Giants now. We have them on 28 gems. By the way, blue team has not turned in a single gem yet. Not one. They're holding only 43, and they haven't turned in a single gem yet. That's a problem. They're trailing behind on the objective. Their ticket back into the game is disappearing, and now that the opponent has level 20, that makes matters worse. You have the Hoarder pulled. You have also Hanzo's arrows, so there's a lot of tools that can now be used to dive. Master Assassin is the level 4 talent for Tychus. It's about the passive for Odin that you're really looking for. But since they already have 5 kills on it, I mean, if you can complete it. Master Assassin is the typical quest talent that you never really win the game because you completed it. But if you complete it, then it kind of means that you've won the game already. Yeah, it's a little backwards. Very few games where Master Assassin really still has an impact when it gets completed. Usually, at that point, you're already at your opponent's core. So they're going for the next kill, and that's Sylvanas gone. Sylvanas is gone. More gems are going to be lost. They tried to recover a couple, and at least Urel picked up a few additional ones. But now with Odin just shelling away here, it seems that this mid lane fort is going to get dropped soon. Yeah, that's a problem. They're losing lots of ground. I was really... I mean, honestly, I was positively impressed by how much damage they did at the bottom of the map with those siege giants that they protected. They lost 2 heroes early on and then turned it very quickly. Used the siege giants to battle through the wall and even dropped the fort down to 50% HP. But ever since then, it's kind of the Krankle show here. Red team is just doing better and better with every single play that they execute. Now they have the second turn-in. All the gems that were lost on the blue team side is of course another big problem that they have to deal with as well. But this is likely gonna cost them additional forts. So it's getting difficult here. Very. I mean, right now they're going for Garrosh. Blue team wants a kill. They might get it, and they do. That helps with defense. Also, they baited out Hanzo's arrow on a short distance. His idea was to save Garrosh. That didn't help. So can't use it as an engage tool anymore. Maybe that defense is going to be more successful than expected. There's still a lot of pressure, and I think some of those forts will fall no matter what. Lopaka pausing the game here. Maybe they have some problem now as well. It doesn't seem like anybody drop. Oh, actually, yes, we have a drop at the bot lane. So let's hope that Urel can reconnect quickly, and then we're going to see how well they can defend against the second Web Weaver wave on the Krankle Crew. Well, and we're back already. That was a quick one. Not really a problem. So Urel, apparently just a hiccup in the connection or whatever it was, but she's back to business. Good for her. And I think she's also going to be the first one to take another fort. Then they're going to lose all of them, aren't they? Yep. 1 fort down, and the one at the bottom of the map is also getting destroyed. Alright, tough times. 13 talent is in. They lost all their forts now, making moves into the middle of the map for the objective. for the turning point, of course, now more and more difficult as you don't have any fountains any longer and you don't have any structures that give you safety when you're trying to retreat. So not really a good spot for Team Ash to be in. I said earlier how they've really stepped it up through these qualifiers. Again, it's weird to talk about stepping up with this team. This team is obviously, they've always been strong, but they were able to just get results more so than before. But in this game, at least, they're struggling. Renella is the one that picks up the gems after Junkrat dies. They're now sitting at 90 gems, so at least they've been able to recover a lot of the gems that heroes dropped when they fell. That gives them technically 1.5, nearly 2 tickets for the turn-in. So that might help, but boss is now being taken. Even if the team now turns in, it's not going to be easy for them to get ahead, because the boss is going to push and they will have to defend their top lane against it. Now Renella turns in, they are going to get it here. Yeah, this is going to get a full turn in, but they have to defend against the boss. This is just the reality of what's happening here. Boss defense against, boss defense against the Web Weaver defense. So, not really a problem. But alright. Unless, of course, somebody gets kills. Yeah, well. that mosh pit. Wishful thinking, my friend. Like, they're gonna run through the smoke straight into me. And yeah, that just didn't happen. So, the attacks still continue. Currently, we have in the middle with Odin a nice tool to defend further. Already pushing that out again. And, well, can they do a little bit more here? There's the arrow from Sylvanas. Welling arrow is out. And Hogga is dead. That was 26 gems that they just lost here. So maybe, just maybe, the blue team is starting a bit of a comeback. They save Urel. Riptire comes out. That could be a follow-up kill. And again, it's Garrosh that saves them. Well, or does he? Fight's not over yet. They're diving thanks to Sylvanas, past it. Fort is gone. Team Ash, damn, look at that aggression. They weren't able to get themselves another kill here, but they got damn close. Holy hell. And of course, even the Web Weaver at the top is now getting value. That's another big one that they have. Yeah, they're gonna grab this one. They're gonna grab the topside fort. That's 2 forts that they destroyed with their first Web Weavers. They got the kill. Just imagine if they could have gotten some follow-up kills as they were chasing the team across the map. If that would have happened, boy, they could have built up even more momentum. I mean, already they are in a position where they're getting another turn-in. So, that's helpful. But how much more can they then do? Blue Web Weavers are going to be descending here. Yeah. And that should be the fort in the middle, and then we're even in structures. Interesting. 23,000 damage for Sylvanas and 30,000 for Hanzo, the 2 top damage dealers in the game now. But yeah, this is going to get real interesting over here. Top side, this is where we have Cure defending. They have a level 16 talent advantage. That's obviously one of the elephants in the room right now. With that level 16 as an added tool for the red team, they have the advantage here, for sure. But then either way, Sylvanas at the front has to jump in, out, arrow, connects, and immediately Lucio is dead and negated. So they can't follow up on that. They try to go for Hogga at the bottom. Wailing arrow from Sylvanas. Hogga! I think Porky's gone. Hodder pulled, trying to escape, and he gets away. Clutch, though. Very clutch. That fort at the top still being defended, so they're holding on to it. That's actually really good defense from the Krankle crew. If the blue team pushes, they might still get the fort. Hogga is defending at the bottom, and Tigers has to move down up to the top in order to do some work there. But still, not bad. Yeah. So they're getting a little bit more here. Okay, so next attack. This one was kind of thwarted. Not getting that fort in the middle is a bit meh. This is something that you at least wanted to get. 9 kills to 5. 2 level advantage still for the Krankle crew. Yeah, they have so much more here. I mean, oof. And here's the next turn in. Nobody's interrupting Hanzo. So the red team is getting some web weavers as well. Took them a bit, but finally. Irelis jumping in. They were thinking that they could maybe go for Cure here. But not so quickly. They really want him though, don't they? Yeah. Good for them that they don't jump into the smoke here. That could have been the end of them. They would have run straight into Garrosh as well. Some Malfurions already. They went a little bit deep, but web weavers are now coming through. Still looking to see if they can get a kill. Not so fast though. ETC, good mosh pit. Would be nice. They go for Garrosh. Nice, good damage. Garrosh, and they just can't kill him. There's ETC! And the mosh, no! Just as he tries to get it out, gets interrupted. There's beef on the menu again, but Krankle Krew had a massive advantage and a massive amount of momentum, and it got completely stopped by Team Ash as they tried to turn it around. They were never able to fully catch up, but they really stopped all of those plays from the Krankle Krew, and now I think this is where the dam breaks again. 20 is in reach, 10 kills to 5. They dropped ETC. Now they're hoping to get a keep, and they're hoping to, of course, get additional kills. This could go all the way for the Krankle Krew if they're able to take a few more heroes out. So the keep is destroyed. There's still web weavers down at the bottom of the map that they could rotate towards. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Web weavers nearly gone. Yeah, so probably not. Yeah. They get parts of the wall. At least they're able to do that. All of that is low. And now they're moving towards the top to go for another boss. 20 is super close for them. There's no chance that the blue team turns in. Sylvanas, Lucio are still both away and they know it. So even if they're now starting to go to the top to try and interrupt this, even if they know what's happening, they won't be able to fight this, specifically not against level 20. So boss is taken, we're 15 minutes in, and a 15-minute boss isn't too bad. 15-minute boss can hurt. So Team Ash tries to attack from behind, and they get an insta-kill. They might get more. Hanzo is gone. Garrosh becomes the target, but they also need to be careful with ETC, because he dropped very low in HP there. And that fight is not over. The red team, thanks to the storm talents that they have, is absolutely willing to fight this out a bit longer and see what they can do even without Hanzo. And that topside keep will get destroyed. Big red button is in. They still feel they have a chance. And if ETC, for example, dies here, that would be justified. Hogger moving back out. Lopaka, and he's gone. Sylvanas is dead. They are trying for more kills, and the boss is already on the core. Here's the opportunity to end the game. Right here. Odin is still active, and they're using it to its fullest extent. The core is losing hit points. Starting to straight go for it. With that, yeah, I think this has to be it. 60% on the core. The Krankle Krew starting off strong. Mid-game, Team Ash tries a comeback. But at this point, it is a done deal, isn't it? 20, well, maybe it isn't. 25% for... Yeah, they got it. They got it. They win the game. Krankle Krew take the lead in the best of 3 against Team Ash. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Second map, Gun of Terror. So we go to another big one, and the Krankle Krew has taken the lead. Quick reminder, we have a draft restriction that heroes cannot be played more than once within a series. AKA, every hero that was played on the first map cannot be played again. So keep that in mind a little bit as we're going through the draft now. But yeah, Team Ash with some really nice aggression and trying to bring it back, but Krankle Krew just a little bit too strong then at the end of the day. Now with Garden of Terror we get Jojo banned out immediately, so she's the first one that gets the axe here. This is single elimination. All the qualifiers are single elimination, so if the blue team loses, they're out. Krankle Krew would advance to the grand final of qualifier number 4. We haven't seen any bounties yet, by the way, so there is still a possibility that teams go for bounties now. We are in the semifinals, and once that we're in the semifinals, teams can go for bounties. Now I'm showing them again real quickly. These are the bounties that we currently have, so you can take a quick look on this. There are plenty that have been completed by both of the teams already. So each team can only complete a bounty once, but of course there are still some options for both of them if they want to get an extra share of the bounty pool at the end of the tournament. So yeah, just a little bit of a reminder that this is an option specifically, I would assume, for the Krankle crew, given that they are currently in the lead on this. But yeah, we'll see. Now, Sergeant Hammer and Vala have both been banned, so they have started to ban out some of the auto attackers here pretty quickly. Sort of hesitation on the first pick, I gotta admit. I mean, it's God of Terror. You want some globals, or camp clear, Rhaegar. Okay, Rhaegar fits with camp clear. You can definitely do that. I actually have to double check. Did they already complete the triple heal? Krankle Crew has... Yes, Krankle Crew has already completed the triple healer. If you come in and you're picking a healer as your first pick, again, it's not that uncommon, but you could argue, hey, maybe they are going to prepare for something. But no, they've already played their triple heal, so that's not a thing anymore. But keep bounties at least a bit in mind as we are talking about the draft of specifically the red team now. Blaze and Brightwing for Team Ash. And for Cure and Boys. Garden again. I want to, there it is. There's my camp clear. Greymane. Greymane and Porky on Diablo, as we've seen in the past, also a lot, but Greymane was kind of important in that context. You want to make sure that you have clear on camps, that you also have somebody that can go onto the squishies and take them out quickly, especially as a stun follow-up, for example, and Greymane definitely fits that bill perfectly. So, yep, nicely done. Don't really think that lends itself to any kind of shenanigans around, like, bounty. But hey, maybe their last pick is gonna shed some light on this potentially. Now, Medivh banned. Not a bad idea. I love that Medivh gets played a little bit more in this tournament. We've had now 2, 3 Medivh games. And yeah, I actually really like it. Medivh is kind of fun. At least watching it. Not necessarily to play against, at least not against a good one. It's hilarious playing against a bad Medivh. Oh boy. So, blue team. God of Terror. Come on, boys. We need to get into the weeds a little bit on this one. What a joke. Killer! Killer joke here. So that's my joke quota done for the year. Anymore, and Angie is not going to let me back to home to visit family in Germany. I know. Angie is really still pulling the strings. Murden and Falstad. So they go for Murden and Murden. They go for the boys with a beard. Get some of those global plays. And, moment of truth. Bounty or no bounty. Let's go. What is the red team getting? Murky! Oh yeah, baby. We get Orphea and we get Murky. Now it becomes wild. Again, Murky gives you 3 tickets for the bounty pool. If you win with Murky, you get 3 tickets there. So, can they win with the frog? That's the question. We have already had one team that was able to complete it. The dudes. But now, Murky attempt by the Krankle crew in game number 2. Love it. Absolutely love it. Final pick, it's Zagara. Zagara, the final choice for Team Ash as we're heading into another bounty game, ladies and gentlemen. We could see a Zagara Nidus bounty, by the way. Garden of Terror between Krankle Crew and Team Ash. Second game in the best of 3 series, and it is Murky time once again. We get a fishy deal here. And, well, let's start with the blue team first. So, over on the left side, we get Renella on Brightwing. We got Dead Inside on Blaze. Shizakid on Murden. Down for Life is playing a Zagara. And we get Lopaka on Falstad. Greymane, played by Cure here for the red team, is currently rocking... Cure's rocking Greymane, played by Cure. We got Defiant on Rhaegar. We got Murky, played by Krankle. And again, 3 bounty tickets if you complete the Murky bounty. We got Malkarx on Orphea, and we got Porky on Diablo. We had a pause because apparently Zagara was a little bit intimidated by Murky on the other side. So she was gone for just a second. Absolutely understandable. If you go up against the frog with a fish, yeah, all bets are off. I mean, that is just terrifying. It's a little bit of a shame that we haven't seen a Murky and Phoenix combo yet, where you go Octo grab into Planet Cracker. That was always kind of fun. But not so much in this tournament yet. I mean, we didn't have too many Murky attempts yet. But we'll see if eventually somebody is going to try to lock that in as well. So, as is right now, we have the next couple of attacks already coming in. So, ooh, hello. Orphea goes down first. Alright. So Orphea gets killed. She's the first one to fall. Renella pausing the game. Is it Zagara again that is having trouble? Doesn't seem like it. Down for Life is still here. Renella himself also without any problems. Lopaka is fine. And we got Dead inside. Now, not quite sure what's going on. Who they are missing here. But at least they got the first kill. So they were able to get first blood. We're going to definitely keep our eye on Zagara also for that level 10 choice. That could always be a play straight into Nidus if they want to go bounty for bounty. But yeah, time will tell. Obviously, Zagara and Murky are currently be the two focus points when we're talking about team compositions in game number 2 of the series. Well, and down at the bottom of the map now, Porky is the one that is in some trouble for a second. Zagara has, of course, that wave clear that you also need and can use in order to pin your opponent down a bit. And that's essentially what they're currently trying to do here. 1 kill to 0. Brightwing, by the way, going into Hyper Shift as the level 1 talent choice. Rhaegar has gone for the Totem build. Not really a shock or anything. And Murky is the one rotating between the lanes right now. Also helps him with the fishy heal a little bit. The egg, very, very far away, by the way. Just saying. I mean, that is a very, very... yeah. What am I looking for? A very... Words are tough today. I actually don't know what's going on here. But yeah, that is definitely a very passive one. So not really out there in the open. Not even at a 4, just straight at the keep. I swear to God, I have a word on the top of my tongue and I just cannot come up with it. But yeah. This is going to bother me until I finally have it. It's going to bother me like throughout half the match. So yeah, this is going to be annoying. If I have to suffer, you have to suffer as well. Anyways. With that, level 4, we're now getting also Slime Time. When it comes to Murky builds, this is, by the way, essentially what we already got from the dudes. The dudes were the only ones so far that completed the Murky bounty. Yeah. I could say it's a cautious egg, but cautious was not the word I'm looking for. I swear to God, the word I'm looking for starts with an R. But I just cannot come up with it right now. Murky, not only trying to take a couple of the Siege Giants, but also another thing. It's just moving in and trying to take your opponent's waves. So proxying them between the fort and the keep just so that you get more pressure on yeah, the outer structures. Talking about pressure, Malkax Orphea died already once and is now getting targeted again. And dies! So, Orphea down for the second time. Yeah, gets absolutely crushed there. Can they get a counter kill at least? They try for Renella. And Diablo with a beautiful wall stun. And that's it. So, they get the wall stun in. And they're able to at least put the first kill onto the board. But it comes at a cost as Rhaegar dies too. So, yeah, that's that. Ah, now the follow-up from Greymane after a beautiful push from Diablo. So, Mirrodin gets destroyed. And that helps. Yeah. Okay, so Lopaka is up at the top dealing with the Siege Giants and Murky bribed. Now those guys are only out for money. Conservative is the word that I'm looking for. A very conservative egg from Murky. Doesn't start with an R. There's an R in there somewhere. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I was looking for. Black Lagoon also taken. Oh, and well, there's the respawn. I honestly want to see if Murky now repositions the egg because I think this is just way too far back. Anyways, camp, Greymane. Red team is losing quite a few heroes here. So Greymane is gone. They're still fighting for that camp though, and Diablo goes down as well. 5 kills to 2 now. More and more heroes falling. Right now, things are not going all that well for the Krankle crew. That's Rhaegar dead again, which means 6 kills to 2. The one thing that maybe shocks me a little bit is that the experience lead for the blue team is not bigger. There's one seed that has also been claimed by the Krankle crew. So at least on the objective, it's not like they're falling massively behind. They're doing okay there. Their fights are not going their way, though. Not even a little bit. So definitely some improvement. Some room for improvement in the way that they're coordinating the fights right now. So, yeah. Anyways. Yeah. I thought he would die again. I thought he would die once again. Yeah. Level 10. About to kick in. So soon they're gonna have the heroic abilities here. They were still hoping that a kill against Lafaga, but yeah, not so much. The Ophir pick is interesting. I mean, we have a couple of players that really like to run Ophir. Dino, for example, is one of them. We have seen it, I think, was it Ultralisk? We also played quite a few Ophir games. It's not really a pick that I expected for this game now, specifically, especially since we're on game 2. Normally there you have a lot of alternatives that you can still run, but they just believed in their choice. Now, the level 10 ability hasn't really done too much for the blue team. They couldn't really do a whole lot with it. Now we have it on both sides. We get Greymane with Go for the Throat. We have Apocalypse. And Murky! Look at that! March of the Murlocs. I expected Octograb. March of the Murlocs, it is. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Let's see how this is gonna work for them. Bit of an attack now happening in the fort in the middle, so the red team is still trying to be aggressive. They're still trying to be the ones that make the decisions here. But Zagara with Nidus, so we actually get a bounty attempt. Bounty versus bounty. One team is going to walk away with one. And she's moving towards the top, trying to now go for that. So lots of global pressure now from Down for Life, which could become a problem as all of this continues. So, yeah. Honestly, for a little bit... Oh, wait. Let's wait a second for that. Diablo again without engage. For a second, I was thinking if there's maybe some kind of secret agreement between the teams that they're, you know, they're deciding, hey, we both go for bounty. But it doesn't make really a whole lot of sense, because if you lose the game and your opponent gets the bounty, that's bad for you. That means even if you have some bounties as well, you're getting less money at the end of the day. But it's just how it shapes out right now. Once the team sees a bounty, they're more willing to engage in one as well, because they think they have a chance of winning. Murky gets killed again over here. And also, even if they did, I wouldn't really mind. The result is still the same. The games are highly entertaining, which is exactly what we're going for here. So, top side, Greymane, Cure gets attacked again. Yeah, Cure is the one that, at least in the early game, has suffered the most. He was killed multiple times. They go for the doggy duo once more with Rhaegar and with Greymane, of course. But now we have a seat on each side. We have the next one up in better position for the blue team. So it's a bit more likely that they're going to be the ones to grab this one. Murky is still rotating between the lanes and trying to get as many stacks for the fishy deal as he can. Currently we have him with 67,000 siege damage, so he's roughly on the same level as Zagara is. Who, with her Nidus, could become a real problem in the macro battle between the two teams. Experience still very even, specifically considering the kill difference between the two of them. But fights have been just looking better for the blue team. There's just no denying that. So this can all change, and of course dynamics throughout a game in Heroes of the Storm change significantly with certain talent tiers. 10, 16, 20. There's a lot that's happening. Talking about things that are happening, it seems like Q is getting chased again. He's able to dodge the Stormbolt though. And now the cavalry is there. Starting to rotate in. Apocalypse! Ah, Brightwing shuts it down with the poly. That was pretty cool. That was also clutch. If Brightwing doesn't poly there as Diablo uses Apocalypse, I think we would have seen at least one, maybe more heroes fall. So, clutch play. Completely ruining the old attempt from Diablo. It's not going to be happy about that. But, yeah. That's the next move. Muradin, by the way, thankfully with Avatar. So, no Haymaker this time, just saying. Orphea is dead again. Foisted the one to take her. And that's Rhaegar also about to go down. So we now have 3 deaths on Rhaegar and 3 on Orphea. And the trend continues with the blue team dominating the team fights. Murky and Zagara are facing off against each other. The Merc Master just trying to take another one of the waves out. But generally, Team Ash is the one that is just looking better. They're half a level ahead. Nothing to write home about. but they're slowly getting to a point where they should feel a bit more comfortable on all of this. Team fights are going well. Objective's not going too badly either. It's 2 for 2. We'll see who gets the first one. Yeah, that's the moment when you would love to have Octograb. Right there. Did you see that? Zagara with Octograb. I think Zagara would have been dead. But now the blue team pushes again at the bottom of the map. Tries to go for the next big play here. Yeah, they helped out against Murky a little bit. But of course, he's going to Murk again in just a moment. You're not going to get rid of the frog all that easily. So, 9 stacks on the Slime Time on level 4. Fia is also stacking up to level 7. The fight down here, again, about to be forced. They're all getting away. Diablo with full stacks on the souls. And this is the big one, by the way. When we're talking seeds, this is the one that's going to determine which team is going to get the first set of Garden Terrors. So, oh, Jet Propulsion missed! And they get a false stat kill. This time, nobody shut down Diablo with the engage. Porky with a beautiful combo. The birdie doesn't stand a chance and goes down immediately. So now it's a 5 versus 4. And that might be enough to give them a quick objective. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a set of Garden Terrors for them. And this is honestly also where I want to see the March of the Murlocs. I mean, if you don't use it there when you're pushing with the Garden Terror, when are you ever going to use it, right? It is an ult that usually excels whenever you're going for a big play there. Murky on 13 with the fish tank. Now we got the toxic build-up. So we're really starting to spec heavily into this. Garden Terrors are already going for the forts and they're pushing the fight past them. Making sure that the Garden Terrors get easy access to the forts and then try and work for those keeps. First one's gone. Murky's up at the top. No ult, by the way, so far. Falset flying back in, trying to get the gas. Gets the angle, and they're going to get a kill. Cure is trying to escape here. I don't think he has a chance. No, once that barrel roll is in, he's going to be dead. Yeah, Lopaka, can he dodge this? Nah, he's gone. They can't help him here. But Falset needed to spend some extra time on this, and in the meantime, they can fight. Oh, no way! Muradin survives. Big slap right there, and Muradin is still alive. Rhaegar moved back. Forts are all gone, by the way. Even some of the keep walls are destroyed. So, yep, Murky at the top. Still no March of the Murlocs. I don't know if I missed one, but I think I've never used it so far. So a few more heroes are being killed. I don't think it's that big of a deal given the situation. They still got good value out of it. But obviously it is a... yeah, it's slightly annoying for them regardless. Yeah, they're definitely not going to be too happy about losing more heroes and falling farther behind in experience, no matter how the rest of the game looks for them. That's the big problem right now, the experience lead that we are seeing for the blue team. That will eventually give them a very good spot in this game, specifically when we're talking 20. And let's not forget, yes, that was a nice objective, but at the same time, your opponent also has 2 seeds. So if you don't win the next one, it just means that we're talking about Garden Terrors that might just equalize the structural position in the game. Brightwing trying to come in. Greymane is already gone, so easy kill there. Yeah, maybe a few more. Zagara the entire time with a global, just moving around on the map. We have Rhaegar and Greymane both destroyed, and now they're also chasing Orphea, so they want another kill against her. The situation is essentially still the same as it was before. They're losing fights. They're losing fight after fight after fight. Now Diablo is gone. You can try and use your Apocalypse there as much as you want, but Dibbles is now murdered. Murky, I mean, they have still Siege Giants here at least. They did a bit of damage on the keep, but forts are now falling. The next seed is going to be up soon. 16 kills to 3. It tells you all that you need to know. With that kill count, 16 to 3, if you don't win it on the macro game, you essentially are on a losing path. Death timers are increasing, and the gap in experience is getting pushed too. So, yeah. Kind of tough. Really tough spot, honestly. If Murky would have more of an impact on the macro game, then maybe, and you know, with March of the Murlocs, I would never completely count it out. But right now, it's definitely Team Ash that looks a lot better. It looks a lot more, it's a lot more likely that they are going to be the ones to make the plays here, if you ask me. I mean, they've been doing well so far. It's a big map where they use Zagara with Nidus also fairly well. They can, thanks to her, also respond to any lane that gets pressured. Now they have an objective, and that comes at the 14-minute mark. Plus they have level 20, which is of course another big accomplishment. They can push with it, and you can already see that the red team is just falling back. They're fully aware that this is not going to work for them. So they're just trying to buy themselves a little bit of time, and good luck with that. All the forts are gone. Just look at the minimap. You have garden terrors everywhere right now, marching through and absolutely crushing it with the rest of the team pushing in after them. I just don't see how this is going to be properly stopped. I really don't. So, well, that's Murky completing his quest. It's at least something. But garden terrors are now on every single lane and pushing for keeps directly, and bah. Yeah, good luck with that. You'll need it. Down at the bottom, keep is already getting the well, halfway destroyed here. We don't quite have it yet, but we're quite top side similar. Mid lane keeper's taking damage. This one's down to 50% HP. They're getting that 20. 20 is ready, but what does that actually change for them? Is that really going to be the big one? You have now the double ancestral, which is, I guess, nice, but they need a lot more than that. So, as is, we have Diablo pushing again. I mean, the goal is obviously now... Oh, Gust, okay. Can they get some more kills here? This is one of the bigger moments. If you can get kills now too, Ancestral saving the day for Diablo. But the blue team really wants to open some opportunities up to take keeps now, which they might be able to do. Murky down. Yeah, they go for Blaze. A lot of the ults have already been used. Muradin can still go for Avatar. The problem is that Cure is again low. So Cure is low. Greymane is gone once again, and so is Porky. The 2 and A players have fallen, and now it's a 3 versus 2. What am I talking about? A 3 versus 5, sorry. And they can go for keeps fairly easily. Blaze gets killed. Brightwing! If they can get a Brightwing here. Brightwing is down too. Alright, comeback! All of a sudden they're getting some kills. As my buddy Tychus would say, hell, it's about time. So, some kills are coming through. Even Muradin falls now. What? They just doubled their kill count. Just saying, they literally just doubled their kill count. That's what happened. But what do you do with it? 20 versus 20. Your keeps are still standing, but they have taken damage. You can steal some of the camps away, but where are they going to go from here? Because, yes, seeds will be on the map, but what are you going to do with those seeds? Currently, there's very little that you can accomplish. You don't have the push power to go for structures at this point. And yeah. This is still going to be a long battle for them. If the Krankle crew want to win this one with a 2-0, they still got a lot of work to do here. Taking camps is nice. That gives them more lane pressure. So that's definitely going to be good for them. But how much they can do with it, that's the big question. They need big plays now. They need some big wins. They need some kills. They need some momentum. Grabbing the seed is awesome, but the problem is still the same. 2 of their keeps are down to 50% HP. If you lose a team fight, then your keeps are gone. The keeps will be targeted right away, and then you're just in trouble. Murky doesn't really matter too much in this context right now. But yeah, my eyes are still on team fights, because if the red team loses a couple of heroes, there is going to be a movement by Team Ash towards the core. Or at least the keeps. 66,000 damage for Afia. We got 57,000 damage for Zagara. I mean, Zagara's a nice target now. She is a squishy. These Gust plays are also fairly dangerous. With good positioning, Falstad can become a problem for them. I like, though, that we have some options for the Krankle crew as well. And they seem to feel a bit more confident now after they just had the previous attacks here. So now they're looking a little bit better. They have a big camp at the bottom of the map. And look at this. Siege Giants. We got also the Bruiser camp. And then on top of that, you have some catapults that are pushing in as well. So it's not too bad. If you can play through that, then hey. Murky has, on level 20, taken Making Inky. And is, at this point, still ready for his ult. I actually thought that they would use it a little bit sooner as they're moving on to the keep. But that doesn't happen. Well, there it goes. And he can still... Yeah, okay, sorry. My bad. Wrong talent here. Murky down, but so is Blaze. And here comes Falstad. So finally a little bit of value. Murky with a short march of the Murlocs, and they actually get some value out of it, and now the keep is open. Krew is trying to turn the game around, and who knows, they might even be able to pull that off. So the action is coming. Diablo with another quick engage, looking for an Apocalypse combo that he couldn't quite execute. But with the keep destroyed, the core is a bit open. They go for Mirrodin. He jumps out at least. And Murky is slapping the core. Murky is already working on this a bit. I'm not sure if they can really go for it, but they got Greymane. Greymane is a really big tool when it comes to taking cores down. And those catapults are doing some serious work as well. So let's not forget about them. 82%. If they siege up just a little bit longer, it's only 3 defenders and all of them are low. Murky is already on it. Greymane, they're committing. They're committing. They want the core, they can get the core. This can be the win right here. A 2-0 as the Krankle crew moves on to the grand final after a really nice comeback on Garden of Terror.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.